Today is December 15th. It is Thursday, also known as Thor's Day, and we are in alignment with the Galactic Center, which is at 27.3 degrees of Sagittarius. The energy is very strong right now, and I felt guided to do a reading. So I think we're going to go over the legendary ladies first, and then we'll talk tarot, and then we'll pull some clarifiers. So we're going to start with Aditi and work our way down to Psyche. So our first legendary lady is Aditi. The word associated with her is creation, and her origin is Hindu. Goddess of the universe Aditi is empowering you to create at will. Be the change you want to see in the world. Go out and make it happen. Next we have Tyche. The word associated with her is luck, and her origin is Greek. Goddess of luck Tyche is in your corner. She's appearing before you as a sign that your timing will be exceptionally good right now, so seize the opportunity. Next we have Arakura. The word associated with her is blooming, and her origin is Germanic. It's your time to shine, and you're coming into your own with the assistance of Goddess of the Underworld and Prosperity, Arakura. You're being recognized for the beautiful soul you are. Get ready to blossom. Next we have Eos. The word associated with her is light. Her origin is Greek. You may be feeling lost or aimless lately. A winged goddess of light, Eos, is here to show you the way with her torch. Like Eos ushering in the dawn, a light will appear soon to show you the way out of your situation or clarify how you've been feeling and why. Follow those intuitive pings. Next we have Freya. The word associated with her is boldness, and her origin is Norse. Playful goddess of love and ruler over war and death, Freya appears before you to encourage you to boldly go forth. Now is not the time to play small. Step into your power, embrace your desires, and take swift action to manifest them fully in your life. Freya's got your back. Love that. All right. Now we have Ain. The word associated with her is inner strength, and her origin is Celtic. Goddess of love, Ain is guiding you to look within for strength. Whether you're embracing a new path, taking a risk, or healing from past pain, everything you're seeking is inside of you. And next we have Psyche. The word associated with her is persistence, and her origin is Greek. Goddess of the soul, Psyche, is here to lift you back up so that you may persist. Remember that the ability to stick to something will be your greatest advantage. Those were our legendary ladies. Now let's get into the tarot. I'm actually going to read these from the book. I feel called to do so. So over here, our first three, we have the Chariot, Temperance, and the Six of Wands. Which was clarified by the Emperor, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Cups, but we'll get to that. So first we have the Chariot. A confident approach to life, willpower, a youthful, inexperienced energy, Now that the Fool has explored each major personality component in turn, he is finally ready to set off on his voyage. His vehicle is his personality or persona, Latin for mask, the term used in archetypal psychology to denote how one presents oneself to the world. In the Chariot card, this vehicle is a literal vehicle, a chariot. Each of the previous cards serves as a component in the chariot's construction. However, the previous cards are not simply static concepts. They are also energies, and these energies have their own preferred directions and agendas, which often contradict each other. The cards as concepts are represented by the chariot, but the cards as energies are represented by the horses. Together, these energies pull the chariot forward, but left unguided, they would pull the chariot apart. Therefore, the charioteer, representing that part of you that is most quintessentially you, must hold fast to the reins and use the horse's energies to move the chariot forward in the direction he chooses. In the Tarot of Dreams, chariot, charioteer, and horses all emerge from an ocean wave. White horses arising out of sea foam are frequently used as a poetic image, and in fact, white horses is a meteorological term for white-capped waves. The image is perfect for the chariot card because we actually see the personality in the very act of coalescing out of a turbulent sea, a common symbol for the subconscious. The charioteer's stance effectively shows his attitude of strength, pride, adventurousness, and perhaps a bit of arrogance as he sets forth on his journey. It must be remembered that the charioteer has only just recently assembled his personality and decided on a direction for his journey, and he is certainly not a seasoned or mature traveler. He might be likened to an adolescent, confident in his newfound stature, but lacking in the experience that leads to wisdom. Perhaps the best definition of a mature person is one who knows that he does not know. The charioteer has not yet attained this self-knowledge of his own ignorance. The true value of the charioteer lies in his indomitable power, his belief in his own ability to move forward and succeed despite obstacles and his own insecurities. He is a powerful, optimistic energy that is always available to us. The structure in the background symbolizes the Fool's first attempts at constructing his own mental framework. He does not yet have the power of the emperor to create an entire city, yet the structure is still impressive in its own way. These are the Fool's first attempts at placing things in context, at assembling a mental map that will enable him to navigate his way through life. A blue jewel shines atop the structure like the sun. This is a clue that the scene we are witnessing is not meant to illustrate concrete reality, but is rather like all the cards, a dreamscape is illustrating the inner workings of our own psyches. All right, and then we have Temperance. Finding a balance between active and passive, combining elements to create something new, whether in life or in art. Moderation, a middle course between extremes, experiencing a healing presence or embodying that presence for others. After undergoing a symbolic death in the previous card, the Fool now experiences a moment of grace, gentle touch of angel wings. A beautiful winged woman hovers within a rainbow disc, controlling the movements of two golden hoops. In one, a purifying fire burns, and the other, water ripples. As the two hoops orbit the angel, they create a rainbow path, outlining a zone of perfect balance and moderation. Fire and water have long been seen as two elements that don't mix. Water extinguishes fire, and fire will turn water into steam. Yet in order for the universe to exist, we need both fire's aggressive yang energy and water's receptive yin energy. The trick is finding the proper balance between them, and it is this balance that the Temperance Angel symbolizes. The traditional image for this card is a winged clothed woman who pours liquid from one cup to another. Together with the title, it refers to the ancient practice of watering down or tempering wine. It may also have alchemical significance, as the alchemist carefully extracts, purifies, and mixes compounds in her search for spiritual gold. The Tarot of Dreams Temperance card is a development of the traditional image. Here, the angel is almost nude, indicating a lack of human artifice. Instead of the 2 cups, the angel juggles the 2 hoops, and taking the place of the liquid is the rainbow, an artful blending of the fire and water energies. The concept on this card can be applied to many different areas of life. On a mundane level, the ability to successfully combine different elements is vital to all sorts of endeavors, from cooking a meal to building a better mousetrap. Emotionally, in life, one hopes to demonstrate a proper balance between initiative and sensitivity. And the card shows the very essence of artistic creation as we attempt to temper our fiery enthusiasm with inspiration culled from the waters of the subconscious, as well as an artist combines disparate elements to create something unexpected and new. To temper also means to moderate, and thus the card can refer to moderation, a middle course between extremes. The angel can serve as a reminder for us to hold in our hearts the idea that for every fiery desert there is a cooling oasis. For every cold, rainy day there is a roaring fireplace ready to comfort us. Hopefully we will not only enjoy these creature comforts, but also use them as models of behavior so that we may act as a warm welcome or a cooling oasis for others. Alright, and then we have the 6 of Wands. Victory. A battle leader appears on a balcony proclaiming his victory. 5 wands are being held up below him in obeisance. The 6th, held as a scepter by the leader, is the only one topped by a glowing crystal. On his breastplate are dragons and the elemental symbol for fire. The dragon motif is repeated on the banners hanging over the balcony's edge. This is a straightforward and simple card. It means victory. Victory itself, however, is far from straightforward and simple. The man has won his battle, but notice how his face, set in lines of determination, already shows some signs of hardness, which makes us wonder how long it will be before he starts exhibiting some of the more negative sides of the Emperor. And how long will it be before the 5 lower wands and their bearers begin to covet the majestic light of the crystal brandished so confidently by their leader. Crystal brandished so confidently by their leader. We may also notice that the crystal provides the only light in the scene for the moment. All is seen in the light of the battle and victory. For a split second, the earth stands still, and victory is the only reality. Only later will the wheel of fortune's inevitable motion be felt once again, and then the victor may see his fortunes change. Alright, Emperor is next. That was clarifying the Chariot. Okay, fatherhood and the fathering principle, authority, laws and regulations, social and government institutions, social responsibility, tyranny. On the Emperor card, we see a dream city complete with buildings, towers, and avenues lined with trees. Looming over the city is a powerful male figure who holds 2 scepters. Each one of these is topped with a glowing spiral, which shows us the object of his allegiance and also the ultimate source of his power, the regenerative power of life itself. We can also deduce this from the sun-like spheres atop the spirals and from the sunburst pattern on his breastplate. The Emperor is quite a solid-looking figure, yet at the same time he seems a bit unreal, almost as if he is being projected onto the night sky from the city below. Thus, he doesn't really represent one specific person as much as he does a concept. The Emperor is a graphic and archetypal representation of the civic functions of society. The Emperor asks us to examine the role of power in our lives. How effective are we in dealing, as we all must, with the institutions and powerful people? In what parts of our own lives are we exerting appropriate power, and in which areas are we abdicating our proper roles through a reluctance to use power? As we all know, power can be misused, the laws can be biased, the institutions can be self-serving, the army can engage in wars whose sole purpose is to create the size of the army. To increase the size of the army. In the end, a nation can be reduced to a barren wasteland if the emperor goes too far. Likewise, in our own lives, we can become tyrannical and dictatorial or allow others to wield this power over us. On a deeper level, we must acknowledge that power is neither all good nor evil, but is always a mixture of the two. The military action that protects the public also results in civilian casualties. To be a leader is to be perpetually make judgments about who or what should benefit and who or what should be sacrificed. But a leader's role is not simply to increase the power of the powerful. He or she is also a steward for the powerless and vulnerable. As the Emperor of the Tarot of Dreams holds out his scepter of powers to us, he seems to be encouraging us to take hold of and use our own power and to carefully consider the ramifications of that use. Next we have the Eight of Cups, which was clarifying temperance. Abandoning a path and using your intuition to help determine a new path, returning to the source, examining hidden aspects, restlessness, feeling called to abandon something. Anytime we choose a path to follow, it necessarily means abandoning another path. On the card, a figure walks away from an orderly collection of eight cups. He walks on a series of columns which climbs into the sky and ends or begins on the moon. The cup that he abandons could stand for a project, endeavor, relationship, or situation, which began with a hunch or intuitive leap, represented by the moon. The chessboard pattern on which the cups rest represents the conscious plan or strategy he followed and is now abandoning. The game of chess suggests strategizing, while the squares denote the mind's tendency to separate experiences and observations into black and white categories. The man is nude, indicating he has left behind the trappings of rational justifications, and like the figure on the star, has returned to a primal connection with his intuition. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates you have traveled that path as far as it will take you. You are now turning about and once again facing the moon. In other words, returning to the source of your intuition so that you can be inspired anew, this time to follow a different path. Okay, and next we have the Ten of Cups, clarifying the Six of Wands. Peak emotional fulfillment. A happy family life, whether a biological family or simply a group of friends. Happy family occasions or interactions, pleasant home activities, wishful thinking. 10 cups line a path made of flagstones. They lead to a door which is swinging open. The image of a joyous family glows in the doorway, filling the card with a warm light. A friendly dog greets us on the path. In this card, we find the experience of peak emotional fulfillment, a happy family life. Of course, it need not be a biological family. Whenever we form lasting bonds of friendship and love with others, we forge another link in the daisy chain of human solidarity, stretching from the distant past to the distant future. No matter what wars or prejudices may divide us, in the end, we are all human. We are all one family. Thus, forming emotional ties to others is, in a way, a sacred act. In a reading, this card could simply mean happy family occasions or interactions, or pleasant occurrences related to the home. Okay, next we have Great Teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. Know that what is happening around you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. This card was inspired by Jesus, who is one of the most widely acknowledged and loved spiritual teachers of all time. But there is a great teacher in every tradition, and this card represents the one to whom you feel closest, as well as the great teacher within. The teacher wears simple clothes here to demonstrate that even if you live a simple life, it can be an incredibly spiritual one. He is surrounded by a sense of serenity and harmony because he has absolute trust in a higher power that moves through him. And the dove on the card represents receiving answers to prayers through signs and experiencing peace through joy. This card can represent a teacher in your life or the great teacher within. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world. You are having spiritual experiences at this time and gaining a greater awareness of what you need to do in order to grow. There is a great chance that if you've been having any challenges recently, you've surmounted them and allowed them to be vehicles to lessons that are helping your spiritual connection. If you feel that you've received messages from heaven or the universe recently, this card is confirmation that these have indeed been holy experiences. Okay, next we have Lanyap. Lanyap. It's a gift. Good intentions always pay off in one way or another. You've pulled this card because although your initial expectations may not have panned out exactly as you expected, your karmic reward will be quite pleasant. Sometimes the best gifts are the unexpected ones, and if you continue with your positive and loving thoughts and actions, you will surely be peacefully and pleasantly surprised. Okay, next we have Lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Reap what you have sown and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Grow and expand in all areas of your life. The lady, known as the Empress in the traditional tarot, is the representation of the goddess in her most fertile form. She is an abundant, bountiful, and creative being. She is closely connected to nature because it is her child. She represents maternal energy and has more than enough love to give all who need nurturing. Yet she is a representation of the goddess Venus too, and yearns for a rich relationship with her counterpart, the Lord. In this card, she holds an apple. It seeds from a perfect pentagram, which in paganism represents the 5 elements of life. Fertility, growth, and abundance are all imminent when the lady arrives in your life. All the seeds you have planted are coming to life, and there are plenty more rewards to come. In a material sense, this card can represent financial security and comfort. It shows that there will be more than enough to go around. If you are making business deals or setting intentions to create financial growth, this card indicates a considerable amount of monetary success. The lady can also usher in other forms of abundance, opportunities, marriage proposals, and even the birth of a child. She will help you respect nature and connect with its forces in order to have a genuinely supported journey through life. Okay, next we have Make a Wish. It's time to make a wish. This card is shown up in your reading because it's time to let go and let God's or the universe. You've thought every thought. You've done all that's within your power for the moment. Sit back and imagine your desire without restrictions. Allow yourself to feel what it would be like to experience your desire fully. Give gratitude to yourself and your angels for helping to manifest that which is for your highest good. Okay, next we have Summer. Bask in joy and light. Rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light and to manifestation. Summer has always been recognized as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom, animals are enjoying the freedom of the wild summer days and nights, and people are taking holidays, basking in the sunshine and being lifted energetically by light and warmth. This is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Light has come to banish the darkness. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There is a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is an inspiration directly from the divine. When the summer card arrives in the future position of a spread, or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate this coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your questions or intentions. Next, we have adventure. It is easy to get caught up in the obligations of completing everyday chores, so much so that the very essence of inspiration and excitement can slowly fade away, and before we know it, life becomes one long day of task fulfillment. This card has shown up in your reading because it is time for some adventure. Adventures can be had near and far. It is all about paying attention to what brings the feeling of renewed excitement into your being, whether it's taking a day trip to a fun and unfamiliar place, or checking out a new activity that piques your interest. It is definitely a time to break the mold of what your days have turned into. Time to explore and renew yourself with inspirational energy by having an adventure. Next we have Sage. Be devoted and committed. Be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. The Sage represents the wise one within. When this card arises, it shows that you are preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. It guides you to take notes, as the wandering yogi is on this card, because your knowledge and life experiences can impart incredible insights to those with whom you come in contact. This card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and of all of your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body, but also a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important you take some time to integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. Make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you're going to share those teachings one day too. And we have Speak Your Truth. Being aware of your feelings is one thing, but learning how to express how you feel in a calm and balanced way can sometimes be a challenge. It is important to understand that speaking your truth does not mean that it will be understood or accepted by others, and it doesn't need to be. The only thing that matters is that you are able to give your feelings a voice and acknowledge how you truly feel. The more that you are able to acknowledge and identify how you genuinely feel, the stronger the relationship you have with yourself will become. It is not about being right or wrong. It is simply about knowing and practicing what it means to honor yourself through verbal communication. Now is the time to speak freely in your truth. Okay, and the last two, we have Mott. Justice. Mott rules over all things related to truth and justice, so you'll be gaining fair treatment for whatever you're seeking. And then we have Ariane Had. This time is right for you to bring forth something new, whether it's into the physical, spiritual, or subconscious world. Goddess of fertility and fate, Ariane Had is urging you on. And last but not least, we have Pele. Determination. Tempestuous goddess of fire and volcanoes, Pele is guiding you to find your own path and step in with determination. You'll find that you can do anything you set your mind to. That was beautiful. I may do a part 2. Stay tuned. Good night.